Today we are going to be talking about the Olympics. And I do apologize for any issues with lighting. I've been trying to sort it out for the last while. Obviously, I'm not at home right now, so just got to bring up the setup on the go. Got to get my camera, got to get my laptop, and I'm going to buy a new camera. I'm going on holidays next week. I'm going to buy a new camera for that. But unfortunately, it does appear from the side of Belgium, the one team, to be fair, France, to an extent, might have a chance. Like, when people are going to be talking about the French team, just home advantage, I think maybe they might have the slightest chance because they do have some good players, and your one, Johannes, the point guard, can just light them up at any stage. But look, they're not winning. France are not winning the Olympics. But 5 hours ago today, you can see a picture of freaking Asia Wilson there. The title here: Belgium women's basketball guard Julie Alemant forced to miss the 2024 Olympics. She is out of the Olympics, lads. Their point guard is out because they do tend to play Julie Van Loo at the 2 because of her shooting ability. Look, I still think if you're saying there's going to be a team to maybe beat America, I think it is going to be this Belgium team. I think anyone saying that they're going to blitz them twice, I think is crazy. Because to say, like, look, USA could destroy Belgium once. If it's a close game in the group, they could win the final. If it's not a close game, if it's a blowout in the group, it could be close in the final. Just like in the Redeem team. Like, the Redeem team absolutely demolished Spain the first time they played. And in the final, Spain were missing Jose Calderon and still nearly beat them. So you just never know when it comes to players like this, or when it comes to teams like this. And I do think, like, just as far as stylistically, like, talent-wise, and I mean this, talent-wise, there is a 30-point gap between these two teams. No ifs, ands, or buts. There is a 30-point gap between these two teams. Stylistically, though, I still think Belgium have just how they play a better brand of basketball than Team USA do. Team USA just give the ball to Asia Wilson and Stewie and hope for the best. Like, it's just like in the men's. If you don't think, talent-wise, there's a 40-point gap between Team USA and anyone they play, but they literally just play hero ball. Like in the men's, it is give the ball to whoever they think is the hot hand and go 1-on-4 and hope for the best. And get stops or run in transition because they're unguardable in transition. It is the worst brand of basketball ever. Like, if the Team USA men's brought a proper coach, not even about the players, if they brought a proper coach, like Steve Kerr is literally, I don't even think he's coaching. I think he's just making rotations. He's not even making rotations. He's just subbing 5 on for 5 off. He has his bench 5, starting 5. Literally just subs in the bench for the starters, vice versa a few times. He's not even coaching. Like, he's not even coaching. He's just watching. And they still are probably going to win the Olympics with somebody watching. But if they had a proper coach, and they put in a proper system, Team USA would beat everyone in the men's by 30. But they aren't. That's the only reason it's going to be close. It's not to do with the talent. Their talent is so much better. It's purely to do with the way they play. And that's the same thing in the women's. Like, this women's team played the worst brand of basketball I've ever seen. And they're slow, old, and 6 of them play the same positions. And slow, old, and injured, and 6 of them play the same positions. They've got incredible depth in the scoring shooting guard position. And they have no depth. If one of Asia Wilson or Breanna Stewart gets tired, they're screwed. They are screwed if one of them gets tired. And they're going to have to play a whole bunch of games in very few days. And both of them are going to have to play 35 minutes a game. Like, it's just the truth. They're both going to have to play 35 a game. So, like, I don't care if I'm Cheryl Reeve. Do not start Fee Collier. Because she's going to have to give you something off the bench. As good as she is, like, she's got to be that first forward off the bench. Because you just don't know what as good as Alyssa Thomas is, her lack of shooting ability means that at times, like, you can't really put her on with certain lineups. But she's obviously going to be very good. But when it comes to Belgium, again, the talent gap becomes wider. So if a talent gap in general in basketball is not big, a lot of the time a less talented team who play a better brand of basketball will beat a more talented team, as long as the talent gap isn't too wide. And I fear without Julie Alemant, the talent gap might be too wide here. So, and that's where the issue is that I actually think talent-wise, the French team is better than Belgium. The French team is very, very good. And, like, the French team, genuinely, if you're talking pure talent and basketball ability and athleticism, they probably match up best to Team USA. But the thing is with that French team is that they play a similar style. Like, I've watched a couple of their games. I haven't watched too much, but they don't play a style of ball that will just blitz America. Like, they don't play a style which is proven to be the kryptonite of Team USA, which is what Belgium play. Like, there's literal evidence of Team USA struggling to deal with Belgium, and they were less old, slow, and injured when they played the last time. So I do think right now, like, look, I said earlier there was a 25% Belgium winning. I think with the talent gap now without Julie Allemande, like, if Team USA loses a player, even a player, obviously their whole team is better than her. But it's just like in, say, if people don't realize this. I remember, like, when I was talking about Serbia when they played America last time, I was like, they were missing Bogdan Bogdanovic. And they were like, oh, Bogdan Bogdanovic wouldn't make the American team. It's like, that doesn't matter. Like, if Germany are missing Schroeder, it's worse than if USA are missing LeBron. Like, that's just the way it is. But it would be the equivalent, not of the missing Aja, but let's just say her being gone would be the equivalent of Team USA missing, I don't know, like Fee Collier or something. So I would say my 25% prediction on Belgium is probably gone down to like 10 to 15. I do think without Alemán, the skill gap is too big. I think there's no, like, it's very, very hard. I still give them that 10% chance because stylistically they play almost a kryptonite for Team USA. So I don't think it's an impossibility. Again, if Team USA shoot badly, like if they start shooting badly, and like Aja Wilson, she's not reliant on a whistle, but she does get a very good whistle. If the referees are biting their whistle when Aja Wilson's going in, a lot of those shots are going to lead to breaks. And Team USA do not get back on defense fast at all. None of them do. There's not one player that gets back in transition fast. So I do see there is a 10% chance that they just shoot terribly. Like, shoot 10% from three, and Aja struggles around the basket, which she can do sometimes. Stewie sometimes can't hit shots, and they just get blitzed by the fast break of Belgium. But I think that is a 10% chance of that happening, and that is that happening once. The odds of Belgium beating USA twice is near 0%. I think it's near 0%. And if you're asking me who is the most likely to probably beat them for the championship, I still would say Belgium. I'd give France like a 5% chance in a knockout game. But I would probably give Belgium like I think they probably have 10% in each of the games. And look, with 10% chance twice, you're not going to beat them twice. Like, you're not going to beat them 2 out of 2 times. So if I'm Belgium, I'm using, you don't know even what to do in your first game. It's like, do you look to shake them? Do you look to try figure them out? Or do you hold back? You could hold back and lose by 50 in the groups and it doesn't really matter. But then you're also playing with fire, trying to make sure you qualify. And also making sure you don't draw America before the final. So it is an interesting one and what they're going to do. But their chances have, as the great Scott Steiner once said, your chances of winning drastically, reduce? Your chance of winning drastically go down or drastically reduce? Man, I misquoted Steiner math. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Alemán is a huge, huge loss for Belgium.